I had some kind of a pain in my hip where I couldn't function as far as walking anymore. And I had been diagnosed back in like 2004 with an avascular narcosis. Sometimes I had real bad pain, sometimes it was just real minor pains, but I limped all the time. Everywhere I went, I limped. And then it just stayed that way. I never even actually went back to the surgeon again until last July when I had the infection take place.
On rare occasions, patients can develop an infection of any joint in their body. And so infection of a native hip joint is uncommon, but it can happen in people who have a little bit of arthritis in that joint and develop an infection in some other part of their body. The bacteria can find their way into the bloodstream, and then the bacteria can seed a joint that is a little bit arthritic.
With Dr. Casas, when I finally got in to see him, he had seen some results because from the previous surgeries I had an infectious disease control doctor involved. He read all the results and everything, and he admitted me into the hospital the following week for surgery.
Mr. Wiggins had developed an area of osteonecrosis, which means that the bone had died away, and this had occurred in his hip joint. And we really had no explanation for why the bone had died away. Mr. Wiggins subsequently developed an infection of his hip joint. He was treated with a prolonged course of intravenous antibiotics, but the infection would just not go away. So he was referred to me, and by the time I saw him, most of the cartilage in the hip joint had just been completely eaten away by the infection. Cleaning the joint out alone was not going to be sufficient to eliminate that infection. So I had to take Mr. Wiggins to the operating room. I opened up his hip joint, and essentially I started removing any bone that looked abnormal.
Overall, it was really great because Dr. Casas and all of his staff is really, really good. I'm feeling great. My leg is wonderful. I have no pain. I'm working again. I'm able to drive without having any pain. It's just been a wonderful experience.